Welcome to the 23rd episode of Teachers Glasses presents Bollywood Talkies with Outlook. I'm your host, Mitrujit Bhattacharya, and my guest tonight is a filmmaker who, apart from directing path-breaking movies and television serials, has also been a screenwriter, actor, producer, and a reality TV show judge. Murder, Gangster, or Barfi, you will invariably fall in love with his craft. Anurag Basu, welcome to Teachers Glasses presents Bollywood Talkies with Outlook.
Thank you so much, Mitrujit.
How was growing up in Bhilai?
It's great. Bhilai was mini India, and whatever I have learned and whatever I give, all the credit to my foundation, which was in Bhilai. Growing up in Bhilai was really, really great, and I'm still connected to my roots. I'm still connected to Bhilai. I keep going there. I have friends, relatives all there.
And your parents were also involved, creatively inclined, right? I mean, I think they used to act in theatre and stuff like that.
So yeah, my whole childhood was around theatre, and so they were employees of Bhilai Steel Plant, and
Right.
you know how it is working in steel plant. My mom was teacher there, but their oxygen was theatre, and we grew up literally in green rooms, me and my brother, during rehearsals. So mom used to come and help us with our homework while they used to do rehearsal. We used to travel all around the country. So the kind of exposure we got, even being in Bhilai, a small town, we got a really good exposure as a kid. And that really helped us. We got exposed to various cultures and art forms, folk art. So, but we never thought in Bhilai, being part of the media industry and being part of the film industry was a very far-fetched dream.
Yeah.
हमें लगता भी नहीं था ये हो सकता है. It was always a hobby. A professional
Right.
profession बन सकता है. We can earn money out of it. Never crossed our mind. But eventually, when you're growing there, so that was it. Bhilai was really great.
So you studied BSc with physics honors from Mumbai University and wanted to pursue cinematography at FTII.
Yeah.
Why was the sudden change of heart?
Because I was interested in camera, I used to write and a lot of things. और मुझे ऐसा लगता था कि cinematography करके it will be easy way entry to the film industry.
Correct.
I used to think, as a director it will be very tough, or trying to try as a writer will be very tough. Maybe I'll train myself technically somewhere. So that was the reason I took physics also, because they needed physics as, it would have been easier for me to get admission, take the course of cinematography if I have physics honors. But while doing this, pursuing my graduation in physics, I started trying my hand on various stuff inside in theatre and industry. So मैं FTI गया ही नहीं.
You joined television directly and you went straight to assisting Raman in for Tara. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And then
But before that, a lot of small things here and there happened. From second year onwards, I started visiting sets and started trying. But nobody would encourage us. वहाँ पे तो लोग मिलते भी नहीं थे. अभी आजकल जैसे हम लोग we are like we meet people and उस वक्त लोग मिलते भी नहीं थे. You're standing outside the office और हम लोग का क्या ईगो बहुत बड़ा था, तो इंतजार भी नहीं होता था, तो स्ट्रगल होता नहीं था. So अभी कैसे करे struggle? So eventually I entered the set as assistant cameraman basically, and then slowly ultimate goal was to be a director. So then Tara happened as an assistant director, but before that I had already started working in the industry as focus.
And you went on to direct 700 plus episodes of Tara. That's like that's a humongous amount of work. And then your television career went almost till 2001 when you were doing, I think, some shows and pilot shows for even Kyunki and all those very mega TV shows. So just talk a bit about your television days.
I was assistant director in Tara.
Right.
And that time, what happened actually was, people were making a lot of pilot making and, submitting concepts in channels was a common thing. So I also wrote 2-3 concepts. Right. I gave it to Z. And what happened was, Tara was very strange. I was just lucky because I asked Mr. Raman Kumar whether I can go out and make these 2 pilots independently. He didn't allow me. So I had to leave my job and to do that pilot. So I was out of Tara and out of that camp.
Okay.
So I was very confident that eventually my pilot, I have done well, it will come on air. But I was given a letter that, your pilot is nice, etc., but we don't have the time slot for the particular stuff you have done. So back to square one, again struggling. But what happened, somebody from Z suggested, I know Karuna Samtani, suggested my name to Raman Kumar. It's just destiny.
Right.
Take this director, and they realized that he used to work with us. So now going back to the same setup, So Vinta Nanda gave me one small scene to do, and then that scene became one episode. Then one episode became series. But you know what? I didn't direct it all 700 episodes. Tara was 700 episodes, but I started directing. I think it was when it was 130 or 140. I went on directing another 200 episodes.
Okay.
While I was directing that, other shows came in, Rahat, and it was I used to direct around 30 episodes, including Tara, Rahat, other shows, everything. And television changed very quickly. Then I started doing all these bestsellers, Saturday Suspense Zone, which were short films for me. Then suddenly television went to small towns and content changed. And then we had to... Koshish Kasha was a change of narrative, and it was hugely successful, yes.
So you pretty much left television when the daily soap started. So you were in the glorious days of television where, after that it really became a very, very time-consuming daily episodes from, I think, 2001 onwards. So I think your television career was still about that time, right?
Yeah, I was doing quite well, and I was highest paid director that time, and I had Midas touch because all my shows were doing well, but I was not enjoying doing television.
Right.
Creatively, I was not so satisfied. It had become really regressive. It was not me, but I had to really try hard to understand this kind of audience for which I'm catering this to. It was really tough to get into their shoes and have those kitchen dramas and everything. So it was difficult to carry that for very long.
So the early part of your career in movies was with the Bhatts. Actually, Saya, Murder, Tumsa Nahi Dekha, Gangster, all were from the Bhatt camp. And how did you get your first break with Saya?
Actually, Bhatt Saab it was doing one television show I used to direct for Plus channel called Ajib Dastan, and it had a great cult following, and Bhatt Saab was a regular watcher of that show. So he, in fact, told me, you should do films. I took it seriously for a while, and I went and visited his office. But then I thought, no, maybe because there are already too many directors there, and Vikram Bhatt was there, Tantra Chandra was there. So मुझे मौका कैसे मिलेगा? So I never took it seriously. So 3 years later, he called me and he sent me this script, which was already written. Actually, casting was done, music was done. They were looking for a director. So Saya happened like that, and I thought maybe I should wait where I will write my own script. I will do my own casting. But it was a great break. So I just went. And before the Fate, Saya didn't do well in box office, but Vishesh Film had given me another film, which was Murder. So it was a great learning experience actually, and working in Vishesh Films.
Murder came in 2004, and bang, the audience was presented with a new age adult certified content on sex and adultery, a movie that also gave us Malika Sherawat and Imran Hashmi. Did you expect the reception the movie would have had on the box office?
Not really. Because it was made so quickly, when Vishesh Film, actually Mukesh Bhatt suggested this subject to me, and then we started writing it. I really tried best to be, go away from the original content, from where it is derived, so I was not expecting much from the film, frankly speaking, and but we gave our best. I know there were really bold strokes in the film, so we just went on with it, and music-wise also was a kind of revolutionary. It was not following the same pattern of the music which Vishesh Film used to till then. They had Nadeem Shravan kind of music. So there were a lot of changes and newness in it, and which we enjoyed. And there was a lot of problems also convincing Bhatt Saab for various stuff in the filmmaking. No, I had expectations. But when Bhatt Saab saw the final print, he was very confident that it would do well. But frankly speaking, I was not very confident.
And that still got A certification, and it still did very well at the box office. Those days, I think the A certified movies were not really opening up to this kind of large audiences.
But it was a very low budget film. The whole film was made in 2.5 CR. So it didn't bother. So it was a very, very, very small budget film. So it was fine, but it went on collecting huge amount of money.
So then came a low phase in your own personal life with your leukemia and stuff like that. You fought it very bravely and even remote directed parts of Tumsa Nahi Dekha from the hospital. First is that true? And second is, what does a personal tragedy like that teach you in life?
I'll give you the answer, the first part of the question. I did remotely direct it because a lot of details of the film and the script, everything is in my head. It was not transferred into paper. There was no concrete paperwork so that anybody could take over and finish the film. So I thought it was my responsibility to finish it because it was in the middle of the schedule. I was hospitalized, and so I communicated whatever I could uh, through dictaphones and through recordings. And then Bhatt Sahab and Mohit Suri took over and they finished the film. And so that time I never thought it will become so serious and so soon. My kind of cancer, just cancer cell multiplied overnight. And I just took small steps at a time. So breathe rightly, maybe for an hour. Then I was on the ventilator. Then I came out of the ICU. Then small steps, I'll not go to my bath on my feet. So that was again 1 week of struggle, getting out of the bed and walking on your own feet and going till the loo and doing. So from bathroom, from coming home to the set, it was all small steps. So I made small, little targets for me, and that's how I came out. And I tried my best. Everybody wants to be fit. Nobody wants to die. But medicines, doctor, I should give credit to my doctors actually. They were standing by me all throughout. And 40% of willpower, 60% of medicines and doctor and the hospital where I was treated, Tata Hospital.
You made a comeback in making movies pretty soon with the super successful Gangster and the movie that launched Kangana Ranaut.
Yeah.
You later collaborated with her in Life in a Metro and Kites.
Yep.
Your take on Kangana as the artist and your experience of creating Gangster.
I was in a big hurry, taking Gangster on the floor. Because I was galloping before I was diagnosed with cancer, and suddenly there was a huge break and split breaker, and my chemo was already on. So a lot of people were not showing confidence on me because, there are a lot of big money on stake when you're shooting a film. But Bhatt Sahab knew I was desperate. I told Bhatt Sahab, if anything happens, for God's sake, and you're there as my backup plan, so let me do it. And so Gangster happened, and I had to finish my casting, within 15 days. I had to finish all my casting. So I met Kangana and in a coffee shop. Then Kangana, people say that, most of the stories went during the promotion of the Gangster, that Kangana, I spotted her in a coffee shop and then she was given a break. I'll say that is half, because you spot people in auditions, in coffee shops, everywhere, but they have to go through audition. So Kangana went through audition twice actually. And then I told her that, wait for 1 week. Directors are really greedy. They will still look for a better option. So she was on standby for 10 days. And she would call me every day, what happened? You have decided? I said, 10 days, give me time. So yeah, I tried my best and for an option, but Kangana was best. And that's how. So my journey with Kangana started with Gangster. Shiny also happened like that. Actually, I went to meet somebody else, and Shiny walked into for some other meeting in that coffee shop. So Shiny happened. Imran was a friend, and he had done murder with me. Yeah. So it was very quickly done, Gangster.
So did you, at that point of time, did you see that kind of a potential in Kangana that she would really become that big eventually as an actor?
See, that time, I'll say Kangana wanted to learn, and, she was a raw clay. You can mold her whatever way you wanted to. And we tried various stuff with her, the costume and the look and everything. But she was really hungry and she really wanted to learn. And she was so new and raw and organic, and, she was different. And most of the people I used to meet that time, actors, they would not, make a place in it. They all used to look similar.
Right.
Very similar. It was so Kangana stood apart. Yeah. She was different.
So Life in a Metro released just a year later, and again with a very large ensemble cast, which included actors like Dharmendra, Irfan, Shilpa, Konkona, Sharman, KK, and others. It also was your second association with Pritam, who went on to score music in many of your future movies. Talk about the experience of working with the ensemble cast and the joy of working with the genius of Pritam.
So Pritam, actually, that was not the first time. Yeah, film we collaborated, but Pritam and our relation goes back to 97, 98. We have been always working together. But when I started directing movies, Vishesh, it was really hard for me to push I tried twice actually to push Pritam inside the Vishesh film camp and for murder. But Bhatt Saab, I didn't have that strong position in Vishesh Film. Bhatt Saab used to take all the calls there at that time for Murder and Saya. I wish I could have started.
And he's also known for a very strong musical lineage. Like, I mean, Bhatt
Bhatt Saab.
films were anyway known for great music. So he...
Yeah. The music album was completely done, before I started, came on board.
Right.
Murder, I tried to push Pritam, but it was tough. And Gangster, it happened. And because I had 2 hits behind me, and Pritam also had 1 hit behind him. So it was easy to collaborate in Gangster. But before that, we have done really great job together. Some of the really great television jingles and ad jingles and title songs were all done by Pritam, whatever I have done past. So yeah, Pritam was a natural choice and journey continues till now.
Kites was planned to be the biggest hit of your career, which turned out to be a complete dud at the box office. What went wrong?
Actually, Kites is still the biggest hit of my career. So because the box office numbers, as for box office numbers and USA box office and Indian box office is still the biggest film of my career. And Kites was the second highest grosser of that year. I'm not saying Kites was great film. I don't know why it was labeled flop. If you see the numbers now, even in the public domain, it was the second highest grosser of the country that year.
I think the expectation was just too large to for people to probably say that it didn't do that well. So that could be one of the explanations, though the numbers were there. But I think the expectations were like really, really huge, with Hrithik Roshan, with the Roshan camp and Babra Mori and all sorts of...
I'll say that I'm not very proud of that film. But the fact is, it is my biggest hit. And it was in US box office top 10 for 3 weeks. So media chooses what they have to write and what they have to, give back. But it was a huge hit. It didn't do well, you're saying, because what you have read in media that time. Media didn't write it did well, but it did well. So, and Brett Ratner, why Brett Ratner will present a film like Kites overseas, and he was a part producer. But it was a different process. I said I'm not proud of it because it had the lot of things which I try to avoid in screenplay writing and which in storytelling were there in the film, which personally, I don't like. But, Kites was kind of a film which was done in a very democratic fashion, because it was not only my voice, it was Rakesh's voice, Duku's voice, there were 3 more screenplay writers, and it was a team, and log aise kaam karte hain. And, a lot of places people do like that. Most of the production houses. I don't work like that. Maybe I was not fit for that kind of system.
Right.
Where there's a demo process and a lot of people are there and trying to write a screenplay.
Then came Barfi, the most successful and the most satisfying film of your career. There's no doubt about it. By this time, the passion and adultery that were the underlying theme of your earlier movies had changed to this sweet romantic comedy which was exhibited in Barfi. How did Barfi come about? And it also brought together 2 huge superstars, Ranbir Kapoor and Priyanka Chopra. How was it working with them?
See, Ranbir became my first choice. In fact, when Barfi was half written and I narrated the subject to Ranbir, he showed interest. It was easy for me to write the rest of the script, keeping him in mind. Priyanka casting happened later.
Yeah.
And Barfi was a short 2-page story which I wrote long back. So after post Kites, so I always do that. I go back to my old subject, try to see what can be my next subject. So it was just a 2-page story which I had written and posted. So there is an email ID where I post all my ideas. So then I again go through all those ideas, and then this was popping out the most. I don't know why. And I said, let's do this now. And there was a lot of eagerness. I really wanted to see from childhood. My only exposure to Hollywood and English cinema in a small town like Bhilai was Charlie Chaplin, Laurel Hardy, because they used to have these Saturday shows for the kids in the theater.
Right.
That was my only exposure. I started studying different directors and films after I came to Bombay. So I really wanted to marry both, have this Japanese kind of cinema and a story. So Barfi I thought it's a right combination to do both the things. So that's the reason I decided, because I really wanted that kind of cinema.
How was it working with Ranbir and Priyanka?
It was great. In fact, They became my best friends forever. And after post birth, it was we had such a joy making that film, and it reflects in the movie. It was pure joy. Every day we used to look forward to go to set, and people see Burfi and say how much time you went took for
Right.
preparation, how much time PC. Actually, there was no prep, nothing. It was just pure heart and joy. We went to the set to give
Right.
something. That's it.
Between Barfi and Jagga Jasoos, which came much later in 2017, you released a beautiful series on television, Stories by Rabindranath Tagore. Clearly one of your best work till date, according to me. Do you agree?
I don't know. I really don't know because if it is my best work, the credit doesn't go to me; it goes to Mr. Tagore because the stories were so beautiful. I really wanted to, tell all these stories. And it's kind of people don't read. They see nowadays. They don't read
Right.
stories,
Right.
and they see. So it was really important for me, as for my kids, and for the next generation to archive this material stories in visual forms. And
Right.
some stories were told earlier, and somewhere there were some stories which were never said, came on screen. So it was mixed bag
Right.
of everything, and I really want to continue doing this, not with Tagore, with
Right.
all the other authors I love, and
Right.
so I'll continue doing this. I know this is what I'll do between my two films.
So Jagga Jasoos is clearly the most ambitious project of yours till date. Congratulations first, being a fan of musicals and Tintin adventures I loved. I loved it. So did many. But the project was, I think, a bit too ambitious commercially. Are you happy with Jagga, the product? And what could you have done differently to make it more successful commercially?
I could have made, I want after, because the film took so much time, because, we shot in, it's not that I was shooting for 3.5 years continuously, but Ranbir shot 4 films during Jagga.
Okay.
So what happened was I was shooting, it was Bombay Velvet, Beshram, Ae Dil Hai Mushkil, Roy, all these films actually were shot, promoted during Jagga, making of Jagga. So we were shooting 3 weeks, and then we were not shooting for the whole year. Then again, so like
Right.
that, so by the time the film was ready, I was so desperate to release it. It's my fault. I wanted another 1 month actually to work because it was a musical.
Right.
So one more month, if I have said anybody will jump. Not now, not
Right.
no more
Right.
now. So it was a little hurried release in the end. That was the only thing because what happens is when you're editing a film in musical, if you're doing any changes in the movie, it has to also be changed musically. So
Right.
it's a lot of work. It's not that I'm going to chop off this portion and
Correct.
release it.
Correct.
So editing something out, redoing the music, and again going back to that process is a long process. So I regret few portions in the film which I wanted to take out, I couldn't take out. That is my only one regret. But I don't think, again, I can assure you, because the reason studios wants to do film with me, because even my flop films make a lot of money, because I am economically very tight. I know the numbers. I know from where the money comes back. I know the avenues. So I have this. So this is the film that, and I don't want to save money myself. So I want to keep everything to the screen. So I know digitally इतना पैसा digital से आएगा, इतना satellite से आएगा, इतना theater से आएगा. So this is the money I have, right? So what you hear are the box office numbers. Yeah, it didn't do well,
Right. Yeah.
but what you guys don't get is the satellite and the digital. So
Correct.
overall, the
Right.
film doesn't lose money. As
Right.
long as my producer who I invested doesn't lose money, I'm fine.
I can't not ask you about your role as a judge on the sets of Super Dancer, along with Shilpa Shetty and Geeta Kapoor. What's your relationship with dancing, and did you enjoy your stint as the judge of a dance show?
My only this thing is my relation with dance shows is I've been choreographing all my songs.
Okay.
Always. I never, even for Kites, which was a dance heavy, the 2 sequences, I told Dugu that, Dugu, we can get one specialized dancer to teach you few steps, and you're a good dancer, but I will choreograph. So I don't agree with a choreographer coming and taking over the song.
Okay.
I'm the director, it's my job.
How did you develop that skill? I mean, in the sense, were you a dancer in when you were kind of starting off? Do you
I'm not saying I'm a great dancer, but can invent steps, the steps
Okay.
which I can do. That's it. See, I think this is my job as a director. I don't know why we Indian filmmakers don't think choreography is our job. Choreography is our job. And designing an action sequence is our job. And we have to do it. We cannot give it to someone else to do it, you know. And what happened was, no, I was really nervous. First, initially, twice I said no to this show because I was my first stint with the reality judge show was a show which used to relate with drama. It was on Z, and it was my area, my forte. I knew, and I really enjoyed doing it. So when the same unit was doing this dance show, same people.
Right.
And then they say, Dada, please do this. But no, मैं क्या करूँगा? And अगर किसी बच्चे ने आके बोल दिया, दादा आप करके दिखाओ तो मैं क्या करूँगा? So how will I judge them? Because I don't know. It's like Farah Khan judging Indian Idol. It's the same situation. So then they convinced me. So I told myself, so I'll be just sitting as an audience or as a director. When actors perform or when the dancer perform, I give thumbs up or thumbs down. Shot is okay, not okay. So my role is only that much. And of course, I love everybody in the unit. I love everybody from the Sony. And so initially, I was first 10 days were really bad. And then I started enjoying it. So
and you continued for 3 seasons, I think, right?
Exactly. And you know what? Every season, I crib. End of the season, next season nahi karunga. And they laugh. Now they don't take me seriously. Because every season I say, no, this is my last or main nahi kar sakta. Then I end up doing it again. Every time. But I love and मुझे लगता है कि अगर वो बच्चों का शो नहीं होता तो मैं नहीं करता. I don't enjoy doing anything where because they manipulate, they do all these dramas and nautanki. Kids are pure. I know. I really enjoy these shows with them.
What have you been doing during the lockdown? Any recent movie or web series on OTT that you have seen and loved?
I've been doing BJP. Bartan Jhadu Pocha.
But
so I've been doing that.
Okay, beyond BJP, what have you been doing?
The first few days, I was happy because ये तो ठीक है time मिल गया. I'll do my own stuff. I'll cook. I'll paint. I'll read, and that's what I did. And first, after that, I was busy with my post production of Ludo, which is going to
We'll come to Ludo.
So I was busy with that.
Have you seen anything on television which you have liked? Not much.
Not really. Not much.
Okay.
Line of Duty I've seen.
Okay.
All the seasons. Yeah, that's it.
Right. What has been the biggest high of your professional career? And any regrets?
It's tough because, it's really tough to answer this kind of question because you make a film and you love it, you abandon it, you get to the next film, then you love that film again because all the films are different. The only regret I have is still looking for my voice. I don't know.
Okay.
You're
still looking for your
I'm still looking for my voice. I don't know what it is. And I keep changing genre. I keep changing storytelling. I keep changing the structure of the film. And but I don't know what I am attached to more, frankly speaking. So my attachment always with the film remains at the time when I'm making the film, and when I'm done with it, it's done. And I start because otherwise I would have made 3 films like Barfi. I would have made 5 films like Gangster or 2 films like Murder. I just abandon it and get to the next zone, the next film, new language, new casting, new story. That's what it is.
What makes Anurag Basu angry and how does he unwind?
Unwind, there are many ways. Unwind, I cook. That's the best way to unwind. And I spend a lot of time with kids. And now they're growing up. But that's my best. And I paint. Now, unfortunately, the iPad has replaced canvases, but canvas is what I used to love and make me angry many things. And I'm torn by that. Anything where on set, people, if they are not giving 100%, I don't. And when people they say they know, even if they don't know, so that's what makes me angry. Dishonesty makes me really angry. In film set, घर पे मैं गुस्सा नहीं होता ज़्यादा.
What's next? What can you share on Ludo at this stage?
Ludo trailers will be out soon, and Ludo was a really, really fun film. Actually, in fact, my 4 scripts were ready, and after Jagga, so I narrated these 4 ideas to Pritam and Tani. So in my priority, Ludo was number 3. not number 1, 2. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So I narrated all the 4 scripts, and then Pritam and Tani both decided, no, this is the best. So I thought it is error in judgment on their part. So I never took it seriously. But eventually I also got convinced that, this is the best script I have right now. And it turned out nice, actually. It was very quickly done. And I've tried hand in many things in the film, apart from directing. You'll see.
So when does it release on Netflix? And it also has a very huge ensemble cast, right? Huge cast, right? So talk a bit about when is it releasing and what kind of stars are we expecting to see in Ludo?
So when I cannot declare right now before Netflix officially releases that release date, I cannot. And star cast is huge, yeah. And again, fortunately, all these casts were my first choices. I never had to go to option B's for the casting, and they said all of them said yes. And it was very tough. I thought ensemble cast, people don't want to be casted together.
Right.
People have problems, but Abhishek, Aditya, Rajkumar, Pankaj Tripathi, Sania, Fatima, and Shalini. There were many, and it was brilliant. You will see, actually, they all have flexed their muscles as actors. I have flexed my muscle as director and a cinematographer, and so yeah, it was really fun.
So we are coming towards the end. I will just ask you to give short one-word answers.
Yeah.
Name one genuine actor and director in commercial movies today.
Director Rajkumar Hirani, actor Ranbir.
A movie you felt, I wish I had directed it.
There are many movies I feel like that, actually.
Okay.
Article 15 I failed last time. Because
Anubhav.
This subject was going in my head. Why didn't I make it? Why he made it before me?
Favorite city in the world?
Favorite city in the world? Kolkata, of course.
Places on your bucket list?
Many. Queenstown, Machu Picchu, and Calgary.
An Anurag Basu biopic would be titled ...
Offbeat on Path.
Thank you, Anurag Basu, for talking to me in Teachers Glasses presents Bollywood Talkies with Outlook. Take care, stay safe, and all the best for Ludo.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I always do that. I go back to my old subject, try to see what can be my next subject. So it was just a 2-page story which I had written and posted. So there is an email ID where I post all my ideas. So then I again go through all those ideas, and then this was popping out the most. I don't know why. And I said, let's do this. And there was a lot of eagerness. I really wanted to see from childhood. My only exposure to Hollywood and English cinema in a small town like Bhilai was Charlie Chaplin, Laurel Hardy, because they used to have these Saturday shows for the kids in the theatre.
Right.
That was my only exposure. I started studying different directors and films after I came to Bombay. So I really wanted to marry both, have this Japanese kind of cinema and its story. So I thought it's a right combination to do both the things.